Shamir Nevrand is Garreg Mach's sniper extraordinaire. From a Dagdan Mercenary to a Knight of Seiros, she is one of the professors in the esteemed Officers Academy. Where Cyril's unit and character performance was, in my eyes, a bit negatively viewed, and Hanneman's unit performance was certainly suspect, but his character was just a bit lesser known, Shamir seems to be universally understood as a solid unit and a well-liked character. For first impressions, yeah, it's not hard to see why. Funnily enough, Shamir's unit performance is really straightforward, sort of like her matter-of-fact personality. She's just super solid as a unit, and has turned out to be a personal favorite of mine character-wise, not only because she is a great take on the deadpan character, but also because her deeper character traits are those that I personally find relatable. In the last two analyses, I used Cyril's and Hanneman's level 1 bases as a jumping off point, but I've since been shown an amazing Google Doc sheet which shows recruited bases for units with variables such as route selected, difficulty, and chapter, and that's linked down below. So, for the purpose of this video, let's use Shamir's Chapter 6 Maddening Mode bases as a starting point. In this chapter, she'll come in at level 11, has 33 HP, 18 strength, 8 magic, 21 dexterity, 14 speed, 17 luck, 12 defense, 8 res, and 10 charm. She also has C+ in her lance rank, A in bow, and D in authority, and E's across the board everywhere else. Her growths are 35 HP, 40 strength, 20 magic, 55 dexterity, 40 speed, 55 luck, 20 defense, 15 res, and 30 charm. Shamir is rolling in with really good bases on the earliest possible recruitment. 18 strength, 21 dexterity, 14 speed, and 17 luck are the standout stats here. Alongside her increased bow range as a sniper and heavy draw, Shamir will get to work very early by having a punch behind her shots. Having A rank instantly is awesome as well, especially since you get a silver bow from the whetstone quest that she has. She is one of the few archers that will be at the necessary rank in that time to make use of it. As a sniper, her stat floors heavily lean toward dexterity and luck, barely any strength, and HP. She's not getting any help in the speed department, and given her shaky 40% speed growth, the longer you wait, the less helpful she'll become. I'll be honest, her growths are bad. Like, they're not that good. But thankfully, her bases are so good that she will be lasting a long time throughout the game. As an advanced class, she suffers from needing to go backwards to get mastery skills. Shamir wants as much power as she can get, and because she is E rank in axes, she needs to take the scenic route and go fighter to brigand to get death blow. It's not the worst thing ever because she has great dexterity to hit on maddening enemies anyway, even at E rank, but nonetheless, she takes some investment on that end. Not having death blow certainly isn't a deal breaker, don't get me wrong, but she wants to kill things as easily as possible. Because she lacks assets in mobility and has growths very skewed towards dexterity and luck, Shamir suffers from being pigeonholed into a sniper. Ashe has a proficiency in axes and can make a great wyvern lord because of it. Cyril has assets in flying and cavalry and better growth all around, which make him very flexible as a combat unit. Shamir doesn't perform that great in anything other than sniper. And I guess a quick shout out to her surprisingly decent spell list though, even though she has like no magic. But it's not all bad because snipers in this game are quite good. As a sniper, Shamir will really start to pull even more weight. Bows are invaluable in maddening, and once she masters the sniper class, she learns Hunter's Volley, which is a brave bow combat art, but unlike point blank, it's sniper range and has a juicy +10 crit boost. This is why I believe Shamir's best class is a sniper and not a bow knight. Shamir will struggle to double throughout most of maddening, since she has to deal with a 40% speed growth without any modifiers for like the entire game, unless you go into a more speedier class. Being able to stack Deathblow and Bowfare with a brave ranged attack is super useful, where point blank poses a risk of missing and then getting countered, and also has no critical. This class personal addresses both of those issues. This class mastery skill single-handedly allows Shamir to kill things efficiently. While Bow Knight gives Canto movement and 1 extra range, it's at the expense of guaranteed kill power. Sniper allows her to do what she does best, kill from a distance. As an infantry class, she always gets more flexibility for damage boosting battalions as well. She also comes with Monster Blast with her bow, so she can tear up monsters very easily, especially the flying ones who have literally no chance in surviving. Give her Hunter's Volley, Killer Bow Plus, and enjoy that insane dexterity and luck she has, and she's a critical hit machine if she doesn't wipe out her enemies already. 45% strength is still very good for this game and will serve her role well on the team. Survival instinct is also one of the actual good personal skills, since it self-rallies strength, magic, dexterity, and speed if she initiates an attack and defeats her foe. It can sometimes help patch her AS for enemy phase. For example, she can get +8 speed from a kill before or after Ignatz' rally speed in this example. She can get danced out of an attack so she can fight again with these boosted stats, and then possibly tank enemies on enemy phase. Suddenly, instead of working with a measly 7 attack speed, she's now working with 16, with a Steel Axe Plus. That's very good. She probably competes closest with Leonie and Cyril, still though, she can easily find her place in a team rotation, both in the short term and the long term. And that's it! That's her unit analysis. She's super straightforward. Now, character-wise, much more to dig into. If you haven't noticed, Shamir is deadpan as hell. She is brevity personified. Born in Dagda, leaving her family behind to become a mercenary at an early age, she never grew up in an empathetic environment. Not only that, but she dedicated her mercenary career as a sniper to easily dispose of anyone with a bounty on their head, without any communication required, regardless if they were an ally or a contractor before. Communication, and to a certain extent compassion, has never really been her strengths. Fulfilling jobs and making money is the only direction she's really ever had. That is, until she met Rhea. When the Imperial Army defeated Brigid and drove back Dagda in the Dagda and Brigid War in the year 1175, Shamir, who was fighting with Dagda at the time, had nowhere else to go as the aftermath of the war left her homeland in ruins. Rhea offered to take her in, and she then became a Knight of Seiros and teacher in the Officers' Academy to repay her for her kindness. This had become a start of a new journey for her. Instead of moving nomadically, she would settle in, at least temporarily, at the Academy. It is here where she would meet her to-be partner, Catherine, Alois, and the other knights. And when you meet Shamir, she's already a few years into knighthood. However, she still feels like an outsider.
I don't believe in the Church of Seiros. It makes me a bit of an anomaly among the knights. Rhea took me in, so I became a knight to repay my debt to her. I may be a knight, but it still feels like I'm doing the same things I did as a merc.
One of Shamir's biggest personal obstacles that frequently come up for her is her hampered sense of belonging. Never having to adjust to settling down before, Shamir often questions how long this gig will last and what her next step will be. This is especially true in the war phase. Many characters ask each other what they will do when the war ends, but Shamir in particular has kind of been asking that question since before the beginning of the game. What is she going to do after Rhea's debt is paid off, and where will she go next, and if she really belongs here in the first place? Another big part of her characterization is breaking free from her withdrawn, reticent personality. As you would expect from her kind of apathetic demeanor, she puts up emotional defenses because generally she lives a life lacking in compassion. This sometimes results in her being quite harsh to her allies, and other times results in her expressing her tough-as-nails, logical self.
What does my past have to do with you?
My father was responsible for a lot of what happened to the Dagdans.
Are you responsible for your father's actions?
Well, no, but kinda. I know I wasn't there, but I gotta...
Bring them back.
Huh?
If you're responsible, then bring back the lives that were lost. If you can't, then spare me your pity.
My patience has limits, you know. For the moment, you may stand in Lady Edelgard's good graces. But if you become a problem, I will not hesitate to eliminate you.
You're unstable, Hubert. Be careful who you threaten. I don't take kindly to those who get in the way of my contracts.
Is that a threat?
Just some advice.
However, once her support partners break past these initial conversations and Shamir's defenses go down, what awaits them is someone who is very down-to-earth, witty, and flirtatious. She has a funny way of showing affection. It's as if she goes, "I like you, but you can figure that one out for yourself."
As a rule, I am. Regarding decisions, I planned on leaving Fodlan after completing my contract. But now I'm starting to think I might stay here.
Stay here. I'm forced to wonder what your intentions might be.
I have no ulterior motives. I've just grown a little fond of you.
Excuse me? You've what?
For someone so intelligent, you're very dense. It's not just about you, though. I've learned to like Lady Edelgard and most everyone else here as well.
You're thinking that I'm a reliable ally in battle, and you'd like to keep fighting by my side. And you think we're connected. Yeah, that's right. Even though we come from different places, you feel a bond. That was all just wishful thinking, wasn't it?
Wishful thinking?
Huh? Oh, I probably said too much.
You did indeed. Don't worry, your wishes aren't so far from the truth. Now, shall we be off?
Huh? What do you mean? Shamir, wait!
Although there are other times where her too cool for the Academy vibes just get dunked on by surprises that cause her to briefly break out of her character.
What is this?
What do you mean, what is it? It's a spider!
Ah, yes. I see now. It's quite... well, it's... I'm sorry. I lost my composure for a moment there. Your drawing is absolutely ridiculous.
Shamir,
Raphael?
all right! That went better than I thought. You make funny sounds when you're scared.
I wasn't scared. Forget that happened.
But beyond these heartwarming and emotionally charged characterizations are aspects of Shamir that are much more serious and important to understand. Behind the at times apathetic, at times flirtatious demeanor, Shamir deals with painful emotional hang-ups which have directly stunted her emotional growth. Her first partner and lover was killed in battle during the Dagda and Bridget War. And these days, especially in the war phase, she desires much more than just a business partnership.
I guess so. I have many brothers and sisters in arms, but you're my only partner. I know you have my back, so I can focus on the battle in front of me. I see. Catherine, I have to tell you something. I lost my first partner, which is why I can make no guarantees that this will last forever. But I want you to know, there's no one I would rather have at my side. I could never sever my bond with you. If there ever comes a day when our paths do diverge, know that I'll always be with you. It's been 10 years. Can I move on yet? Never mind. I know what you'd say. In a sense, someone who's long since passed. Another mercenary I fought alongside. They were killed 10 years ago when Dagda was in conflict with the Empire. It's all I can focus on lately. Please, it's not your fault. It's my fault for getting caught up in memories. Still, you always remember your first love, right? That's enough of that. There are more relevant topics to discuss.
In my opinion, Shamir asks her fallen partner if she can finally move on from him, then answering her own question by suggesting that he would encourage her to be happy. Whether it's towards male Byleth or female Byleth, what's made clear is that Shamir must learn to let go of her past in order to move on. Shamir's greatest character development moments are her allowing herself to be vulnerable in front of her allies, as well as the moments where she decides to take positive steps into embracing a new partner no matter what, to become motivated by loyalty rather than a paycheck. She leads what at least appears to be an uncompassionate life, which to an extent is true to who she is. It isn't a lack of compassion due to a lack of empathy. She just needs to be tougher because often she's the one keeping objective in a panicked room. This helps keep her alive and moving when the tides shift. That said, she does desire an end to this constant change in her life and to find something more permanent. As she grows closer to her allies in the army, those emotions come through and the tough as nails, taciturn, logical self becomes more of the encouraging and slightly less deadpan sniper.